welcome back to more Guild Wars 2. This time we have two options to choose from. The Vigil is not one of them, so let's talk with the Order of Whispers and see what their plan is. So what is their plan? Well, their plan's to track down the Squire. Well, what's Eowyn think? He definitely doesn't like them. A risky magical ritual or tracking down a Squire. Let's track down the Squire. We haven't seen how the Order of Whispers operates.
Wise decision. We've tracked the Squire to a camp in the Wennon Steppes. Meet me there and we'll infiltrate.
Infiltration. Not necessarily a warrior strong suit, but it happens. Going to the upper left waypoint in the Brisbane Wildlands brings us to the closest we can get to the story. It's literally just past this camp, so it's not hard to get to at all. Kill a coon on my way.
There you are, Herald. I just finished putting together our disguises. With these, they won't even be able to tell we're Sylvari. Ready? I've been working on this disguise spell for a while. The hat alone took 3 months. I knew it'd come in handy to look like a human. What do you think? I'm not as talented as the Queen of Divinity's Reach, but my work as a mesmer is a benefit to the Order of Whispers.
It's a little unnerving, to be honest. I feel mushy and unwieldy.
Well, you won't have to wear it for long. According to our records, Rhiannoc's Squire was named Wayne. This human settlement is his place of birth.
Hang on, you already knew the name of Rhiannoc's Squire? Why didn't you say so?
The Order of Whispers knows a lot more than most people realize. We are Tyria's eyes and ears. The more we know, the more subtly we can operate. We don't have a big army or a ton of researchers. Instead, we use politics and blackmail to shape the world.
And if blackmail doesn't get you what you want?
Then we steal it, of course. Now come on. These disguises won't last forever, and we have a lot of investigation to do. Remember, we're big, floppy human bandits. We're not afraid of anything. Ready? Let's go.
Now, given how Aerthin has acted up until this point in her story, the Order of Whispers really is not the type of people she would normally hang around with. Now, there are times when such things are very useful, but very rarely, and it really clashes with who Aerthin has been up until this point. But sometimes the information is necessary. So we should talk to the bandit leader, and hopefully she has information.
I've heard mention of you.
Fresh meat, I see. If you haven't come out here to fight against the Tyrant Queen, then get out. Or get dead.
Fight the Queen of Kryta. Oh, yes, of course, that's what we're here for. Oh, and to find an old friend named Wayne. Is he around?
Wayne? I know him. But I don't know whether you can be trusted. People around the camp might need a hand. Prove yourself to them, and you prove yourself to me.
So we have to do a little bit of busy work, because it would be a bit useless not to. So let's talk with this man over here. Oswald. Master of Insults. Ah, you have to go through his lackeys.
Visiting old Grenth soon.
That was an easy one. In fact, they're all very, very easy.
To me?
Some of these are very, very good jokes. Very, very good insults.
I've never been very good with insults. I guess I'm just shy.
Ah, my. This person over here needs some help with some improvised weapons. Well, we have to use them and beat her over the head with them. That's pretty much it. Now, all improvised weapons do have a chance of breaking, which means they will break after a time. Which makes them a minor annoyance to use, but the nice thing about this is that when they all break, and they will all break, or at least they did, she's nice enough to let you use your weapon. Don't quite know why. Bombs are actually pretty useful. You'll probably see me use them once or twice. And they're useful. You just set them down and you run away. Try and keep the enemy in range of the blast, otherwise it is going to be pretty useless. But there's enough improvised weapons around to keep her occupied. See, right now I was thinking, oh crap, if I have to beat her with all these improvised weapons, well then, I'm gonna run out of weapons here. Like, now. Oh well. At least she's nice enough to let you use your main weapon when it runs out.
I think I'm getting winded. Better wrap this up.
She's not particularly hard, as you can see she's dealing no damage to me at all.
You're one tooth-rattling brawler, stranger. Go tell Dola you helped me out. And feel free to come back for more.
Weapons are so unwieldy. Hey, don't look at me like that. This sword is just a tool.
And now we get to see that the Order of Whispers really doesn't use any form of combat at all. So now we have to hunt moa birds. And they're moa birds. They're not hard at all. Really. I was trying to figure out, well, did they lock the gate on me? If they did, how am I going to get out? I was really quite stupid and didn't even cross my mind that they didn't lock the door at all. Really. There's no door to lock. You just use the suspicious fern. And in come the moa birds. Actually, a good number of them, so this is a minorly difficult battle, but nothing exceptional until they really start flooding in. This is actually fairly hard once you get 4 or 5 moa birds on you, but fortunately I have the reach with my weapon to make it where they're not hard at all. But I could see if you didn't have this kind of reach, it could be a bit, you know, annoying.
want Moa.
Hey,
I
you lot.
don't know how they can
We
eat
need
that
Moas
stuff.
for the stew. Go find him. Thanks to you, we'll have Moa stew tonight.
Well, there's only one last person to talk to.
Hello.
Now, this is a logic puzzle. Read the notes, and it's very, very simple. The first number is 7. Well, they give you that. The second is less than the first, so it's less than 7. The second number is also even, so it can't be 1, 3, or 5. The third number is more than the first, which is more than 7. Double the second number is less than the third, is 1 less than the third. Well, we know the third is 9, because that's 2 more than the first. And the second is 1 less than the third, so it's 1 less than 9, which is 8. Double the second number is that, which makes the second number 4. Not exceptionally hard, but a little bit of logic in there. If you're not good with those kind of puzzles, you might have a little bit of a problem with it.
Go tell Dola you helped me, and then leave me alone.
Impressive code cracking, Harold. You'd be a great help to the Order of Whispers.
Not bad, Cutter. The whole camp's talking about you. Running this place is a lot like herding cats. So, do you know Wayne well?
Absolutely. Wayne and I have been old friends since we were tiny, weak, pink fleshlings.
You mean since you were children? Right. Okay, got it. You're pretty funny, Cutter. Look, I hardly know the bloke, but he's like a brother to Jot. Hey, Jot! Some people up here want to talk to you about Wayne.
Stay away from me.
Thorns and brambles. Jack took off. Chase him down. After that moustached man thing?
I was wrong! Don't stay away, help me! Help!
Now it's this thing again, and yes, it will do its usual bugging out thing to where it will get invincible for a short period of time. Again, I don't know if this is the problem with this particular enemy, or just this map in particular, because it seems to happen less and less as I've gotten further into the game. Could also be that he's clipping inside of rocks, which seems to be actually a common problem with most enemies, is that they can get stuck in rocks if pushed into the rocks. Fortunately, his invincibility wears off eventually, so we can finally start hurting him again. It only takes, restoring half his health. Not like he's particularly hard anyway. Just make sure not to push enemies into rocks is all I have to say.
Calm down, Jot. We just want to find Wayne. Do you know where he is?
If you touch a hair on my head, Wayne'll hunt you down and beat you up. He can do it, too. He's got a magic sword.
A magic sword, huh? Let me guess. It's about so long, sort of leafy-looking, glowy.
That's the one. He stole it from some stupid Silvari named Rhiannoch. Swiped it right out of his hand and left him to fight some lich. Wayne's a clever one. That sword won him every tournament in the Lion's Arch Arena, until they caught him cheating. Don't you think he's all out of shape or nothing? He still pit fights out near Guardian's Pass, so you'd better not make him mad.
Thanks. That's exactly what we needed to know.
Huh?
Come on, Kai. Let's get this information to the Pale Tree, and this time we're going to tell her everything we know.
I I expect they're all having a good laugh at my expense now.
Perhaps you should
My
consider a
adrenaline
new
is
line of
rising.
work.
That's a good idea. See you around.
Well, let's go back to the Grove. To the Orphalis chamber.
Welcome back, Herald. Tell me, have you learned of Rhiannok's fate?
I have, Mother. Rhiannoc died fighting Mazdak the Accursed, but his sword was stolen.
Stolen? What foul, contemptible foe dared steal Caladbolg?
It was no foe. A friend betrayed him. Wayne, Rhiannoc's squire. During the battle, he stole the weapon and fled.
Betrayed? By someone he loved? Why are people so drawn to betrayal?
Wayne still carries Caladbolg. He's been using it to compete in gladiatorial tournaments.
I insist that the Vigil accompany you. We'll face this wretch in the tournament ring and thrash his hide. Our order is founded on the principles of courage and duty. I can't stand to hear that Caladbolg is being wielded by an honourless traitor.
You trusting fool. Wayne will flee if he finds out you're there. With a little trickery, we can manipulate the tournament. Once Wayne's been beaten, the Order of Whispers can steal the sword with ease. Stop thinking with your sword arm and start using your brain.
Both interesting suggestions. Earworth, your thoughts?
I'm afraid gladiatorial tournaments aren't the Priory's forte. While you get the sword, I'll research Mazdak and try to pinpoint his location.
Herald, Caladbolg must be returned. Decide and go forth to deal justice.
Want to compete in the tournament? That's adorably stupid. Why compete when we can just rig it?
You have no honour, Kai. All this needs is a show of force. Once Wayne realises he's outmatched, he'll give up the sword.
You say honour, and I say smarts. I've got them, and you don't.
So we have another choice. One or the other. It's not an hard choice, particularly, but we do have to make this decision, and we might as well make it now, because it will force us into doing another map. Let's see what Kai thinks of the Vigil's plan. What does Branthan think of the Whisper's plan? Since we have not seen how the Vigil operates, we want to see how the Vigil operates, just so we have an idea of how they function as a group.
Onward!